Hey guys, good to be here for this week's Oxen Labs update. It's actually a 2-week combined update, so I'll try and get all of the information that we missed out on last week in this one. So on the session side, we have basically for the last kind of 2 weeks been working on pretty much the same tasks, which are closed groups and disappearing messages. We're making a lot of progress on the disappearing message front. You may have heard that we're putting kind of 2 types of disappearing messages in the next release for session. One is delete after read, so when someone reads the message, it starts a timer and it starts the process of deleting it. And then there's also a delete after send option, which basically means that when the sender sends the message, a timer starts immediately when the sender sends the message, and regardless of when the person reads it or not, it will be deleted from the device at that time. So we're working on both of those features right now and making really good progress, especially on iOS, which is looking to be getting close to being done very soon. But the other platforms will take a little bit longer just because of how we sequence things. On the closed groups front, we're still working through things. So we have all of the tech designs. We've been working on the implementations, mostly of the UI right now. So a lot of menus are changing in the closed group redesign because we're changing the options that are available in closed groups, like being able to add second administrators, being able to remove administrators, and edit group options with more granularity. And Jason is also working on libsessionutil, which is a config message management library, but which will also be very important for the configuration message management of closed groups. So the team's mainly working on the UI stuff while they're waiting for that library to be finished so that they can actually start on the core implementation of closed groups, which will be coming hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Not the whole feature, but they'll start working on the core implementation. And we've also done a few bug fix releases. A few things in theming, like some mismatched colors or alignments in desktop, have been fixed up, and we're also looking at some performance fixes for Android, especially in like conversation screen scrolling and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on in session, but that just about wraps us up for the session side of things. On the Lokinet side of things, huge news. I know I've been talking about it for months and months at this point, but we finally released 0.9.10, which contains a Windows build and a Mac build, which we haven't had for a while. So Windows support should be much improved from last time. The GUI should start up first time without having to press the button multiple times. And the way that we're doing DNS and platform-specific Windows and Mac stuff should be a lot better in terms of the native APIs that we're using, especially on macOS. We were kind of trying to do this custom approach before, which macOS took away in one of their recent updates, but now we're using kind of officially sanctioned APIs, which should make the strategy that we're using to use Lokinet on Mac much more resilient to future macOS upgrades. So we're working on that, and if you have a desktop computer, download Lokinet and tell us how it performs compared to the last version. Super important to get that feedback so that we can make any changes if they're necessary on the different operating systems. But yes, look out for it. And there's also a small, it's not a mandatory service node release for Lokinet as well, but you can upgrade if you want to. A few changes made there. And I think there's some patches coming out for that too. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the Lokinet side. Now we're going to try and focus on liblokinet, which is important for session integration, session Lokinet integration in the future. And we've also been working on that a little bit while we've been doing our Lokinet work as well over the past couple of weeks. Oxen Core, we have mainly just been working on that Python kind of layer, which talks to Wallet 3. And we've also been going back through some of our ledger tasks again, trying to work on an issue where, we've been in talks with Ledger, and some of the issues that are coming up are they have this kind of Ledger emulator, and then we have a Ledger physical device, and there's a mismatch between how our software is working on those two different things. So we're trying to resolve that right now in Oxen Core as well. I think that's just about it, but if you read through the whole update, there's probably a few sections in there, a few little libraries that I haven't covered, but make sure to read the full update for the details. And I'll chuck it off to Josh for the next part. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Marketing Labs update. Not gonna lie, last week was a rough week. And it isn't just because FTX imploded the whole crypto market. We also just had a huge COVID outbreak here in the office. So that just meant a lot of the team, unfortunately, was just out of action, and me included. So most of our ongoing activities in the last week kind of just grinded to a halt. But a lot of the team's starting to recover now, and things are starting to get back to normal. So that's the good thing. But you guys probably would have noticed anyways with the lack of updates, because everyone was just kind of wiped out. So even though that happened, we still managed to get some stuff done. We were refining. We continued to refine our short form video content and experiment up with that format. Session's been getting an influx of users and also reviews, like App Store reviews, which means there's more work being put into the session support side of things to deal with that influx of reviews and users. Despite the productivity hit, socials have still been going really strong. Oxen it's continuing to just gain traction, and still had a whole bunch of high engagement tweets going out from the Oxen Twitter account. We also published a special Halloween Session Tapes podcast episode too, and the type of format that we used for that podcast means that it's particularly good for clipping up into smaller videos that we can use to push around. So we're going to be doing that, and you'll see a lot of smaller snippets from that episode coming out. We're also inching our way towards the new release of the session merch, so you guys will be able to check that out. But yeah, unfortunately, just a lower activity kind of week than we normally would have. But like I said, everyone's starting to recover and people are starting to kick back into gear. So hopefully business as usual by next week. But that's it from me. I'll see you guys next time. This is Josh from COVID HQ signing out.